Hello everyone, this is Panakwan and welcome to the very special video. And I would be talking about the markets for the next week, how it is. And this is a very special video because I have put in a lot of research and how you kind of trade off the markets going on next week. So let's get into it. So you can see that over here, this is my X channel, and you can see like everywhere it has started. So the Israel are hitting Iran's oil refineries, and Iran is hitting it across Bahrain, UAE, Israel, and Haifa, like everywhere. So the crisis has started. And what I have called over here in my tweet, you could see that how long does it take for the buy to dip to become how do I sell everything? So week one was previous week. We were all at denial. Nothing's going to happen. Everything's going to come out. Nothing, but it got escalated. It's week two, still people will be buying the fall. They will be thinking that the war is going to stop soon and it is a bargain and everything we will start buying. And then you have to monitor it for a week in case the war or something happens, maybe it comes up. The week three is the very important, which is margin calls, and week four is where you see the red started coming in. And now the Fed is also trapped between inflation or recession. They have spent 2 years selling you chips. Now, because everyone knows the world runs on oil. So that was my post that I had posted around March 3. Let the games begin. So yeah, so let's talk about it, right? So 1 year, in 1 year, not right now, like in 1 year, 1 month, 40%. And if you would have listened to me around like 26th, 27th, I have already posted to buy oil, all of those stocks, any futures, and whoever did that are millionaires. So congratulations first to you. Then you would be thinking that this is not much if we compare it to 5 years, but you don't have to compare it to 5 years. The thing what is happening is that in 2021 and 2022, the Fed was printing money. They were not in controlling the inflation phase. So the inflation kind of bounced out. They printed tons of money, but they stopped printing, and that's why you see that the oil also started coming down. But it is going up. How it's going to affect? It's going to affect Fed's targets, which is inflation. But let's have a look in this. Because Iran strikes Bahrain, UAE, and Dubai, everything, the market is surprising everything. We saw crude going over to $90 per barrel, and then already SPY or SPX, which is S&P 500, is at 5,700. Gold is at high, all-time high, and VIX is also at 4-month high, which is 29.49. How it happened? Let's talk more about that. So on Feb 28th, US Israel kill Khamenei. So who was the top military leadership? And Iran said that they are going to retaliate. On March 1, six US Army people were martyred. So that's a big thing. That got more escalated. On March 2, Iran closed the Strait of Hormuz. So they are saying that nothing will pass through. And imagine like so much oil is going to pass through all of the Gulf countries, kind of makes their way from there. That is another thing. March 3rd to 3 to 5, they are just launching a lot of ballistic missiles that are to UAE, Dubai airport. You can see that it has been hit. There is one of the commercial building, which was not residential building, which was hit. And Palm Jumeirah was struck. Like people are fleeing from Dubai at a massive pace, but there is no news for that. No one knows. I'm also just seeing the videos and talking about that, so won't comment whether that is real or not. But again, the oil surges to like 90.90, and then March 7, Iran's president said that offers conditional ceasefire and apologizes to neighbors, but Trump demands unconditional surrender. So where does it stop? It does not stop. This is going to drag. I think my concern would be around, I have no clue what's going to happen. Both of the leaders kind of have to agree on what's the best for everyone, right? So 20% of the global oil is offline right now. And how it affects is you can see that what is the difference between the jet fuel, gasoline fuel, and the Brent crude, and this and this. So already jet fuel is at 30-month high, and WTI crude, which is at plus 35.6. This is a lot of change. And then the cascade is just spreading because Iran and Israel, US, they are all attacking each other's refineries. So what's going to happen? Imagine they have taken so much time to build some infrastructure, and because all of them are getting hit at once, no one is stopping. So it's going to escalate. Like Iran's shutting down 1.5 billion BPD of production, running out of storage. Kuwait's announced cut. Saudi Arabia, Rastaruna was hit. Qatar's LNG is offline. And JPMorgan estimates cuts could approach 6 billion if the Strait is closed. Gulf states have 25 days of storage before they physically can't produce more oil. So this is one of the base cases, right? So if the Strait reopens in 2 to 3 weeks, manageable. If it does not, then escalation, and the worst case, it's going to cause global recession. All of the AI chips, all of the AI stocks that you might have been holding, I already called out in my previous videos. Boots on the ground is going to happen soon. The same day, SPY will see a very big red candle. So I would say to rotate into different directions, and I have a plan over here. So the great rotation has already happening. All of the big banks, they have already sold what they wanted to, and then the retail is still kind of thinking, what should I do, what should I not? But yeah, so like you can see SPY already negative, Dow Jones negative from year high, and then Nasdaq, Russell, VIX. Only energy and gold are the safe haven because people kind of rotate into that. But then other sector is defense. So defense is very hot. I talked about in my post over here that how RCAT is kind of positioned to work more and kind of be very profitable, because right now they are spending 4 million per missile to shoot down 20k drones from 20k dollars drones from Iran, which is very expensive. And RCAT, these are like 35 to 40k, $40,000 of drones, and you can just put them there. Even if there are 4 or 5 drones, just put it in front of any of those drones, it's gonna hit them and cause explosion, which will prevent further crisis, and you don't have to spend 4 millions, right? So that is my major player, and you have seen like that is my top conviction play. But other than that, there are many. So LMT, everyone know that this is one of a very big company. RTX and OC, there is no. So these companies are like no. These are the top dogs. You know that these, you just buy it and just keep it. Nothing's gonna happen. But then these are the companies which are basically small caps and are still growing at a faster pace, and you can see rapid improvement. KTOS, AVAV, Palantir, Rocket Labs. So these are the companies which, alongside RCAT, is gonna have major things in pipeline. But ONDS is also one of them. I haven't talked about it over here. So that's what the drone economy thesis is. Everyone is knowing that missiles are one of the things, but drone warfare is another thing. Like China is building up drones, Iran is building up drones. Everyone is frustrated about these drones. Small drones can cause so much impact. So imagine what is happening. And then everyone's talking about Donald Trump mentioning that there's gonna be 1.5 trillion defense budget, maybe. So imagine if that happens, $500 billion injected into the current budget. These are gonna go crazy. Like defense stocks definitely are going to be on a different level. And again, 90s, 70s ghost. Everyone's talking about recession and inflation risk. Like what 2008 happened. 2008 did not happen because it was one thing. It was the cascading effect of another. And right now, the same thing is happening. There is so much of debt taken by companies, Stargate, which is launched by OpenAI, and then there were a lot of Saudi giants and oil giants investing their money into that. Imagine if they are not feeling safe. They say that, hey, I am not gonna invest in that, and they back out. Already, I have talked about the chips. I have already talked about OpenAI and what is the company name? Oracle. They have already stopped building their data centers. They said they won't be building the data center and in Texas anymore. I think that tweet you will also find it somewhere if you go through my page. So that's what I'm saying, that this is a cascading effect which is happening. There is massive debt that these AI data centers have taken, and there is and if something happens like this, what's going to happen? Again, the economy will start cracking. The negative payrolls, we are already seeing 4.4% unemployment. Trump tariffs on top of that is dragging the GDP. Core PC is still running above 2.4. The Fed is trapped. It cannot fight inflation and support growth simultaneously. So sometimes, if there is a global recession, everyone goes down, right? Like there are no winners in recession, and that's unfolding at a rapid pace. No one knows what's going to happen, but it is scary. So the critical variable right now is duration, right? The 2019 Aramco attack removed 5.7 million barrels, yet produced zero macro impact because Saudi restored the production in weeks. In 1973, embargo lasted 6 months and triggered a 3.2% GDP contraction with 11% inflation. At that time, the technology was not that high. I definitely understand. But the war needs to stop. That's one thing. If the strait reopens within 2 to 3 weeks, the damage is manageable. If it is closed for months, we are looking at 100 to 150 dollars oil per barrel and a global recession, ladies and gentlemen, which is a structural buffer, and like everything has its limits. Even if we have come a very far away in automation and all of that, but everything has a cascading effect. So I'm reposting this again. Repositioning, like I have talked about repositioning in my previous videos, but I will focus on it again. Like energy and defense are the sectors. There is where the rotation should be. Hedge against any of like silver and gold are like the hedge you maintain, but the underweight, which is gonna see a massive decline, is the airline stop, because airline stock are directly impacted because they have so much debt, and they have and there's so many flights which cancel. Like imagine if uh, at springtime and summertime, uh, everyone was planning some of the other things internationally, and most of the, like for Europe, everything happens in summers, like all of the flights and everything. So their economy runs on tourism, and then if tourism is stopped, imagine what's going to happen. And similarly with Dubai and all of these big places, and if tourism is stopped, imagine like what kind of pressure you are putting them into. um, so, and the underweight is the small caps. You see that any small caps, any AI stocks, whichever is hyped, 200 PE. So I also talked about it. I will show more in terms of like going through my page and talking more about that. But yeah, so like this is duration determines everything. If it does not happen, if the Strait of Hormuz does not open, we are going to see a big recession. Might be not, no one knows. But then I'm going to talk about one of these stocks. Okay, so I talked about light over here. So why I was said, because everyone was thinking that light's gonna go 700 760. But imagine if on the conditions of war it is already trading at a very high PE. So it came down, and then I mentioned over here, like these are some of the cases. Where is it? So yeah, so like I marked my levels and it landed on the exactly same level. Any of the photonic sector, any of the AI sector, whichever is more than 100 or 150 PE ratio, they all are gonna come crashing down. So imagine if you are at a position where you have like you have taken a big position, I would recommend to be in energy and defense sector to prevent your money from going away. Whatever you have made within a year, you can lose within like 1 month or 2 months, which is coming. So be cautious, stay safe. Thank you guys, and have a great day. Thanks for listening to my special episode on Panda Quant.